The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Admiral Zethran's four arms gestured emphatically at the holographic display. The blue-scaled Vixarian's eyes gleamed with what he believed was victory, but the humans in the room recognized it as something far more dangerous: arrogance. "The human colony of New Terra is surrounded," Zethran announced to the assembled representatives of 12 species. "Our combined fleets have blockaded every escape route. They have 48 hours to surrender unconditionally, or we will glass their world." Ambassador Sarah Chen sat motionless in her chair, her weathered face betraying nothing. Around the circular chamber, alien dignitaries from across the galaxy murmured their approval. The humans had been a thorn in their side for too long, expanding too quickly, asking too many questions, refusing to accept their designated place as a minor species in the galactic hierarchy. "Ambassador Chen," the Vixarian continued, his voice dripping with false courtesy, "surely you see the futility of resistance. New Terra houses 2 million human civilians, including children. Your colony ships cannot break through our blockade. Surrender now and we guarantee their safety as indentured servants." Sarah finally spoke, her voice calm and measured. "Admiral, you've made a critical error in your calculations." The chamber erupted in clicks, chirps, and various alien sounds of amusement. The massive insectoid hive lord Zaxxes clattered his mandibles together, the equivalent of laughter among his species. "What error could there possibly be?" Zethran scoffed. "We have 300 ships to your 12. Our technology is superior, our crews experienced in warfare, while yours are mere colonists and explorers." Sarah stood slowly, her movements deliberate and controlled. "Your error, Admiral, is that you've never truly studied human history. You see our expansion, our cities, our art, and you assume we're just another civilized species playing by civilized rules." She activated her own holographic display, showing images from Earth's archives, footage that made several council members recoil in horror. Scenes of human warfare, of cities reduced to rubble, of soldiers fighting with nothing left to lose. "You see, Admiral, you've done something that humans have learned, throughout their violent history, should never be done to another intelligent species." Her voice carried an edge now, cold and sharp as a blade. "You've cornered us. You've threatened our children. You've left us with nothing to lose." Commander Marcus Webb stood on the bridge of the colony ship Indomitable, watching the alien fleet maintain their blockade formation. 300 ships, just as the Admiral had boasted. Webb had served in the Earth Defense Forces before joining the colonial mission. He'd seen desperate times before, but nothing quite like this. His tactical officer, Lieutenant Park, looked up from her station. "Sir, we're receiving a priority message from Ambassador Chen. Authentication code." Broken arrow. Webb's blood ran cold. Broken arrow. The code word every human military officer hoped never to hear. It meant the unthinkable had become necessary. "All ships," Webb broadcasted to the small human fleet. "This is Broken Arrow. I repeat, Broken Arrow. All civilians to shelter positions immediately. Military personnel to battle stations. God help us all." Back in the council chamber, Sarah continued her history lesson. "There's a term from old Earth that perhaps your translators can render. Kamikaze. It means divine wind. During our Second World War, when Japanese pilots faced impossible odds, they would fly their aircraft directly into enemy ships. Not because they were savage, Admiral, but because they were desperate, because they had nothing left to lose." Zethran's confidence was beginning to waver. Something in the human's tone, the way her eyes had gone cold and distant, set off alarm bells in his military mind. "You're bluffing," he said, but his voice lacked conviction. "Your ships don't have the firepower to—" "Admiral," Sarah interrupted, "what do you know about human fusion reactors?" The question caught him off guard. "They're crude compared to our antimatter systems. Less efficient, more dangerous if they malfunction." Sarah smiled, but there was no warmth in it. Dangerous indeed, especially when they're overloaded deliberately. Each of our colony ships carries a fusion reactor capable of powering a city of 1 million people. When destabilized in a specific way, a technique we call going critical, they release energy equivalent to a small star going nova. The color drained from Zethran's scales. Around the chamber, representatives began to understand the implications. "You wouldn't," the Admiral whispered. "Your own people?" "Our people are dead either way," Sarah replied matter-of-factly. "You've seen to that. But we can choose how we die, and we can choose to take your fleet with us. Webb watched the tactical display as the 12 human ships broke formation, each one beginning a collision course with different sections of the alien fleet. The Indomitable was aimed directly at the Vixarian flagship. "Sir," Park reported, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. "All ships report reactor overload initiated. Time to critical mass, 7 minutes. Broadcast this to the alien fleet," Webb ordered. "This is Commander Marcus Webb of New Terra Colonial Fleet. You have 6 minutes to withdraw beyond minimum safe distance, or share in our fate. We will not be enslaved. We will not watch our children grow up in chains. If we must die, we die free, and we take our enemies with us." Admiral Zethrin stared at the tactical display in horror as 12 human ships, their reactors building toward catastrophic failure, bore down on his fleet. Each ship was now essentially a massive bomb, and their combined detonation would create a chain reaction that would obliterate everything within a light minute of New Terra. "They're insane," he breathed. "No," Sarah corrected him. "They're desperate, and you made them that way." The alien fleet began to scatter, but Webb knew it was too late for many of them. The physics were unforgiving. They couldn't escape the blast radius in time. In his final moments, as the Indomitable's reactor reached critical mass, Webb thought of his daughter safe on Earth and of the message this day would send across the galaxy. Humanity would not be bullied. They would not be conquered. They would not go gently into that good night. The explosion was visible from 100 star systems away. When the debris field finally cooled and the radiation dispersed, the Galactic Council found itself facing a new reality. Half of their combined fleet was gone, including Admiral Zethrin's flagship. The human colony of New Terra was a lifeless cinder, but the cost of their victory was higher than they had ever imagined possible. Ambassador Sarah Chen's final words, broadcast throughout the galaxy before the detonation, became legend among human colonies. "We are not warriors by choice, but by necessity. We are not conquerors by nature, but survivors by evolution. Corner us, threaten our children, leave us nothing to lose, and you will learn what our ancestors learned in the dark spaces between the stars. Sometimes the only victory possible is to ensure your enemy shares your defeat." The galaxy learned too late what humans had known for millennia. Desperate people with nothing left to lose are the most dangerous force in the universe.